Thank you very much and welcome back to this wonderful debate. Today's February 1, 2018. As I told you earlier on, we want to welcome you back to this debate of the lower house, and we're going to be delving into citizenship discussion between the two groups, the conservatives and the liberals, this evening. Viewers, want to say thank you for being there. Keep being there. Welcome back to this section of our debate, and we say we're going to flow with the debate at this point in time as we welcome on the floor as a Mwapo who will moderate this section of the debate again. Welcome, Isaac.
Thank you so much, so very kindly. Thank you. It is again an honor to gather here at the 54th National Legislature and in a healthy democratic process where the exchange of views are always granted. It is an opportunity as the Speaker of the 54th National Legislature to gather here again at this political ground, a ground that is not for boys, a ground for men and women. And so it is an honor for us to be here today. And again, we've been following, like I say in my introduction initially, for those of you who are viewers, but let me officially say thank you for those of you that have followed in your comments, your recommendations, and your suggestions towards making this show a perfect and important one for all of us is highly accepted. And we will do our very best, very, very best, to make sure these recommendations, questions, inquiry, comments are taken very seriously. Again, we are here at the legislature, and we are here in conversation with our parliament members. And of course, in our first discussion, it was simply because of the same State of the Nation address by our honorable president. He called himself His Excellency George Mane Sekozi Tape Usman Wiya. And we hear Sekozi have created panic amongst Liberians. In one of his lines in his State of the Nation address, as per the Constitution, that he should address the state on the 4th working Monday of January, the issue of dual citizenship was one of the cardinal issues on his plate. And so he, as a president, cannot uprightly or holistically change what is on the book. But if it must be changed, it must be argued by parliament members who are here, because that is the responsibility for which they were given the power to come to this legislature. And so today, we're going to have a discussion that is going to be very fruitful. And of course, we're going to give them the opportunity to share their views. Because of the importance of this discussion, there have been many other stakeholders who are political activists or civil society actors that have left their busy schedule to come to this chamber today where we are discussing and listening to parliament members. And of course, we give them the chance, even though they are not members of parliament, but they have expert opinions on what we are discussing here. Again, our discussion for today, should we the people of Liberia allow non-Negro to be given citizenship in Liberia? And so this discussion is a discussion that we're going to have, and our people going to talk about it. So we have one of our sides that is strictly, a traditional side that is unique to a certain system of life. And of course, we never, no matter what, want to change that system. And they refer to themselves as the conservatives. These are the people that will be saying we should not give them dual citizenship. I mean, we should not open the country up to dual citizenship. While there is, a group of other people who are legislators that think the war is developing. We're in the 21st century, and so we should we should open our country, like in the words of the president, we should open our country up so that we can have people of non-Negro descent to come in the country and become citizens. So that's how our discussion is going to be. And let me just inform you, the discussion is going to be a 20-minute, very tough, I don't want to say provocative, but tough, interactive. That would be the choice of word of discussion that we're going to have here. And our discussion, obviously, is going to be a discussion that's going to push the aspiration of the Liberian people. Let me now give the chance to our legislators. These are big peoples anyway. These are people that have been trusted with over, 10,000 people with power to come here and preach or talk about what are the issues affecting them, because everyone can come to the parliament. And so, honorable legislators, I recognize the both sizes, and I want to say you are welcome. So we're going to start with you. The question about should people of non-Negro descent be given a citizenship status in Liberia. What is your view?
Well, thank you for providing us a leverage of latitude and to allow us to analogize our thought on this topic that I find very important to Liberia. We say no based on factors in our economy. One, Liberia today need no dual citizenship. I'll take you a case study. There were Liberians that were brought in this country by the then government that sat over our economy and they bankrupt our system and they left, they went to other countries that they are citizens of and they were never prosecuted. That is one of our points. We say no to dual citizenship. The other point we state to correct is that we have read and understood that there are 23 countries in Africa that recognize dual citizenship, but at the detriment and contrary to their own constitution. Let me give you Ghana as a case study, wherein Ghana welcomed dual citizenship, but at the decrement, Ghana welcomed you and gave you dual citizenship, but you do not serve as member of the parliament. You do not hold the presidency. You do not hold the vice presidency. So what type of dual citizenship is that? That is questionable. In Liberia, Article 14 and 20 gave us the right as citizens of Liberia to have a free assembly, to move to be part of every other activities of Liberia. Now, how can you give Ishmael Haji family a dual citizen right and preventing Ishmael Haji family to not take positions in the cabinet? We say it's wrong. Now, to one point I want to make very clear on this point. Economically, it strangulates Liberia. Only to the fact that people will come to Liberia based on their dual citizenship and invest from Liberia and go back to other countries. That Liberia does not have the economic willpower to prosecute you while you are in other countries, but if you return to Liberia first. So if Haji family goes to America, be a citizen of America, only to the fact that American citizens cannot be arrested by any other national. In Liberia, we don't have that law that can prosecute people who will steal from Liberia and go to other countries and they put it seated and you cannot prosecute them. We say no on those factors. Another one I want to say, economically, they do not have any growth to our economy. Because one, if you gave Ishmael Haji family the courage to have dual citizenship, now, why must Ishmael Haji family have loyalty to two countries? And the Constitution says, like the Constitution says, you should have a loyalty, hold that loyalty to only a state. Why must Haji family hold loyalty to two countries? So, to whom am I going to give my loyalty? That is one point we say no. Now, Liberia, the Constitution, people say it's racist, but we say it's not racist. One point I'd like to make very clear. During those days, those that crafted the Constitution, those that reviewed the Constitutions, they say live up to today. And we would like to say to you, there is nothing wrong with that. To say you want to introduce dual citizenship to Liberia. We see no necessity of that.
Thank you so much, Honorable Legislator. You have set the platform for discussion and you've been very crystal about why you think this should be and this should not be. So let me listen to the Liberals portion of this parliament.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Before we can begin our commentary or discourse on the given proposition that says, should people of non-Negro descent be given citizenship in Liberia, which we will say yes, that they should be given citizenship. And there is a term that we need to honor school. Jokingly, let me say I'm a legal scholar today. And my brother, for short, to clearly spell out dual citizenship centering on what I said, non-Negroes. He was not specific. But that's not the point of focus. When you read the Constitution, the first Constitution of 1847, wherein it made mention about people who came here to be considered as citizens. If you read the Alien and Nationality Law of 1973, amended 1974, there is a point that I like to inject in my conversation, especially conversation of such. It made mention about getting married to, meaning a non-Negro can get married to any Liberian. It does not restrict. If it cannot restrict you getting married to a Liberian, why should it restrict you to certain rights? We are saying that is a complete racist. Now, an American activist who Newton of America once said that the greatest evil posed to a society is racism. And that is the case of our country. We maintain that non-Negro should be given citizenship, but with restrictions. What are our restrictions? In Africa, 23 countries accept dual citizenship, but with restrictions. Let us use La Côte d'Ivoire as a case study. They accept dual citizenship, but with restrictions.
Honorable legislature, please have your seat a minute. Let him blend his thoughts. Go ahead.
They restrict with restriction, meaning president, vice president, speaker, and deputy speaker cannot be of non-Negro, meaning only Ivorians can contest for that position. That's one of our recommendations. In 2012, an article written by George Clerkier on the Perspective, an online-based American magazine, he made a presentation to the people why they should accept dual citizenship, why non-Negro should be given dual citizenship. I'm giving you reference, the Perspective, an online-based American magazine. He said, look.
Wrap up, honorable legislator.
He said, if Liberia, as a country, can confer non-Negro dual citizenship, it brings about integration. What does that mean? There are some people in America.
Let me hold you there. Let me take him. He's been standing a while. What is the point you want to raise? Please put your microphone on. Yeah, honorable.
Thank you, honorable speaker.
A minute, please. Go ahead.
My contrary argument to the brother there, why we won't be given a dual citizenship restriction? If the argument is non-Negro descent should be given dual citizenship, why should you restrict their citizenship to a specific position in government? I feel in my mind, if you will.
That is an injection. That is a question to you. Why do you think you support, and even though you make mention of 23 other countries that are doing, they're giving citizen rights to non-Negroes, why do you think it should be restricted?
Honorable Speaker, the honorable man, the reason is very simple. The reason for which a lot of people disagree with dual citizenship is just because of fear.
Specifically for non-Negroes.
For non-Negroes.
Yeah, specifically for non-Negroes.
For non-Negroes, it's because of fear. Because they believe that those people that are non-Negroes, they are coming with their finances to take over everything in our country. So now, we are saying we agree to a dual citizenship with restrictions. That is why we...
His question to you is why restriction?
Why we restrict it? It's very simple. We restrict
Which is very critical in this conversation.
I agree. We restrict that dual citizenship because people will come with their culture. That is the primary reason we did them.
Cultural differences.
Cultural difference. Behavioral difference. So, historical difference. So, because we want to preserve our cultural, behavioral, and cultural difference, that is why we decide to place restrictions. Now, I come in. The Constitution of our Republic, which states clearly, is against gay and lesbianism.
Honorable legislator, a minute. Are you satisfied with the justification? Order, please have it quiet. Are you set with the justification? He's saying because of tradition, culture, and everything. Are you set? I will take you. I will take you. You
Not at all, because not at all.
And what's your objection? What's your objection?
Now, if the brothers or if the honorable from the other side will take into consideration all of those issues that he just raised, for which he want to restrict non-Negro descendant from becoming a citizen, then why accord them the opportunity or right to be citizen if we take into consideration all of those things, all of the issues he just raised, considering the fact that these people are coming with their finances, and we don't have a culture, if we take into consideration all of these issues, why then citizenship and restrict them?
So it's better in your mind that you
Objection.
It is better. Sustain, honorable legislator. Please have your seat. Your colleague is standing.
Objection. Now, we believe in Liberia that our constitution is fashioned with that of the American Constitution. We also believe that the American Antillian Society colonized Liberia. We also believe that the constitution of Liberia cannot be vague and open. That is why it caused a serious confusion and almost caused Liberia chaos during this election, because the code of conduct was not clear to say this person have an intent. So the issue about intent at the level of the Supreme Court was an issue. To an extent, it wanted to cause chaos in this country. So we are saying a legislature now that are sitting, we want to provide a constitution, a legal framework, a law that we will hold people to, rather than an open law that people will just come and just say this. So that's why we say we want to play discussion, because we don't want a man to leave from America because he's a gay. He come home money, he put placard out and say, would you accept gay and lesbian? We don't want a man to leave from Spain to come to Liberia and say he will be tapping forward on the road, even car passing. We are saying no to that. We are saying we want to play the discussion because we are dealing with lawyer now. Remember that we are dealing with law. We are not dealing with something somebody saying at the backyard. So when you are dealing with law, you got to be straight and open, because at the level of the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court no longer look at personal feelings. The Supreme Court look at the law. So our law, we are saying we should be straight now. If you look at Ghana, Vice President, President, Speaker, and Deputy Speaker. If you look at the great United States of America, this is what they said. If you look at Spain, the rest of other countries, they accept what it says here with restrictions. That is to say, they believe that cultural, that behavior.
So let me hear the supporting statement from your fellow legislator.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. You know, this topic is a legal topic, and as such, it demands legal analysis.
I agree.
Just to add a point onto what my colleague said regarding restrictions. You don't expect us to confer citizenship on a non-Negro who is criminally convicted. That's one of the key criteria, one of the major reasons regarding what we said previously. Another point quickly again, there's something in law called legal permanent resident. What does that mean? Now, legal permanent resident in America is something that is issued to you. It's issued to you, meaning you can own property, you have access to cars in school, but they look at you in a specific period of time, determine a behavioral pattern. If it is up to the tax, meaning if it meets up with the people, they can confer citizenship in you. So when we say restriction, that's the obvious of our argument.
That is the obvious of our argument. I will hold you there and take the opposing legislator.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Now, towards citizenship,
specifically for non-Negroes.
For non-Negroes.
Citizenship for non-Negroes.
Citizenship for non-Negroes. Now, our brother keep talking about it's a legal argument. Let's look at our country, Liberia. Let's look at the strength of our legal system. One, Liberia justice system is very poor. The security system is very poor. Making non-Negro citizens. Now, let's take for example, there have been cases in our country we have experienced over the years. People have come here, committed crimes, and then leave and go back to their country without any due justice. Let's look at the Ellen Cochran case at the RIA there. Today, she's yet to be seen or to be found for investigation. Because she felt that she have a link with Liberia, so she came here, had the privilege, the right, got our country money, and left from here. Now, citizenship,
please have your seat,
given to non-Negroes, indeed, it still carry our country at a very hard point of risk. In fact, our country, right now, Liberia, as we speak, it would be better we build our security system, build our justice system, then we can now talk about opening up citizenship.
Your budget system is sustained.
Remember speaking.
You have a minute, honorable legislator.
Thank you very much. I make the case very clear that categorically it is right in our defense. Now, let me give you the early Kokrom issue he spoke about. Liberia, when Early Kokrom left Liberia never had a way power to prosecute her in America. Today, she still languishing in America, and the finances stolen by her, it is still there with her. That is one of the side effects of the issue about dual citizenship. Another point I'd like to make very clear to us to understand. Legality in issues pays a lot. Legality in issue pays a lot. But at the contrary of those legality that our commerce are bringing that are not resonating with those legality that need to pay. Now, talk about giving you dual citizenship, but respecting your right. Is it that we're forgetting the Magna Carta that guide all code of conduct of Liberia that says you should not give that opportunity to anyone non-Negro descent? So we're not gravitating and moving far with digressing from the Constitution, but breaking in code of conduct that have the reliance in the Constitution. So what are we saying? Is it that we contradicting our Constitution, that we hold with high esteem? We say no. Once the Constitution speaks about that, and there is nowhere of amending our Constitution, we say we maintain that, and the Constitution should speak for us.
The Constitution should speak for us. I recognize the
Honorable Speaker. It is not so much of the jargons, but it is so much of the sense being brought to the discourse about us.
Your choice of words cannot be restricted, honorable legislator. Speaking to your colleague.
I honorably apologize.
Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Honorably apologize. You know, this is the topic we always need to underscore the term non-Negro. Early Kokrom is a Negro. Such a conversation does not coincide with Early Kokrom issue. Whether she's a descendant of America or Liberia, she is a Negro. A Negro is a descendant of Africans. And Early Kokrom is a Negro. She's not a non-Negro. Now, let me quickly again register certain constitutional fraud he may mention Article 14. It's not Article 14, it's Article 17. Article 17 of the April 6, 1986 Constitution, written by Dr. Amos E. Sawyer. Once later, Winke was the guy that said 17 gave you right to make a peaceful assembly, not 14. Point of correction. Now, one of our major points focused today in this debate, there's something called competition. Now, if you conferred citizenship on non-Negro, it sparks out competition. What does that mean? If you as a speaker, or if this young man, my colleague, or my honorable member of this house is involved in a retail somewhere, red light market, and I am involved in wholesale, what happens if I keep climbing the economic ladder? What comes to mind is that he needs to compete with me. He will not bow down to the normal complacency syndrome, meaning he's satisfied. And that's one of the reasons why our economy is in a very downward trend, because there has not been no competition. If there's a serious competition within the economic market, definitely you have the issue of people competing. So we maintain, we strongly maintain, and let me quickly turn over to my...
Before he speaks, let me take him for 30 seconds. He been standing a while. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. You see the issue about Constitution, we should be cognizant of the Constitution. I discuss right, fundamental right, Article 14 of the Liberia Constitution. Section A discuss the fundamental right of you and I. So that quote was in the right quote.
So now there's a clarity.
Let me go back to the point of the Early Kokrom. We're discussing dual citizenship.
And his argument is of Negro descent.
My argument is dual citizenship. Dual citizenship.
Specifically for non-Negro.
I'm not discussing of Negro. I'm discussing dual citizenship.
In the discussion here, honorable legislator, order, please. The discussion here, order. The discussion here is specifically for non-Negro. Attachment
of the non-Negro is
dual citizenship. To give me citizenship. So it is specific that we're talking about non-Negro without restricting it to Negro. So we need to make the clarity, honorable legislator, or else we'll be saying two separate things. So let me recognize you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the recognition. We are discussing non-Negro, but owing to the fact the effect, the trickle-down effect negatively it has on us as a Liberian. That's the reason why he brought in the early Cochran scenario. But why is true our topic on discussion is non-Negro, but early Cochran holds a dual citizenship, and she has proved up to some extent it has a negative trickle-down effect on us. That's the reason why he brought in the early Cochran scenario.
So that was just a clarity. Moving forward.
Now, for the issue where our colleagues are talking about restricting our non-Negro descendants to some other governmental areas, we agree with you. There are other countries, like my brother make mention, two other countries that make his own research on Ghana and that of South Africa, who restricted their non-Negro descendants who they were given citizenship to. Now, taking into consideration the reason why he brought in the early Cochran scenario, he restricted his restriction to far key position, leaving out the justice system and other key ministerial positions that generate resources for our country. Taking into consideration a non-Negro descendant being appointed, giving the president have the appointing power to appoint a non-Negro descendant as a chief prosecutor or the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, being the justice minister. You understand that people coming from the non-Negro descendant area becoming citizen will be given that right. Even if the embezzle or steal our money here, they will be prosecuted, but will be given that right by their colleagues, understanding the fact that they came from the same area, non-Negro descendant, and given the right as a citizen.
Thank you so much. Sustain, honorable legislator. Sustain.
Our discussion here is non-Negro.
Which he clarified very well.
To our citizenship.
He clarified that very
well. We maintain that. Now, if someone says, this is the Constitution, this is what the Constitution says, then it also comes to mind that the person probably they have not been reading, because the Constitution creates a referendum, it creates an addendum when they need a races at a particular point in time. That is why the 1847 Constitution was revised to the 1986 Constitution. So now we are saying, in this 21st century, we can also revise our Constitution to a 2017 revised Constitution or 2018 revised Constitution. You getting my point? So that
wrap up.
That is the point. Now, a person being.
Thank you so much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It's been a wonderful time here again at Capitol Hill, where the House of Legislature is. So we're here discussing serious critical matters here, and like I said to you, this issue of non-Negro specifically, gaining citizenship status in Liberia, have been a serious controversial issue. And so this debate amongst lawmakers have been seriously marked by the involvement of civil society actors and that of youth and students activists. So we have them here. They've listened to the argument. They listen to the separate views. And like I said, before starting this section, I told you that the fact that they are here, we're going to afford them the opportunity. If they have any expert opinion, we're going to afford them the opportunity to be able to make their expert opinion before we listen to our adjudicators. So distinguished ladies and gentlemen, do we have any? Okay, thank you so much. I recognize you.
Good evening. Standing before you, my name is Afonso Davis. I support the far right who says that we should not permit those people who have dual citizenship. My brother spoke here from Cape Moore. It's disheartening that we have to get those guys a dual citizenship. Our people, the first thing we should be thinking on right now is the government should be strong, put their feet on the ground to defend the people of this nation, and I support them. If you're giving them the right, like the issue of Saint Darby, we have our people there. We have one young guy, the Madame Esther they have there. which the estate was to be 5 million. They brought an expertise where we have a Liberian who have construction company. They left and brought somebody from Malaysia who was able to construct the place. As I went there, if you see the place, when you're reading the place, it's messed up. How can these people, the other people will leave and go to their country and develop, they buy houses and renovate their houses. Then you come here, we'll give you ground where, we'll give you land and other issue, and go and misuse our people. You go you call another place, King Jaw. Why you have Liberians struggling before you go to the gold mine, you had to use skin tag before you go and do the gold mine. At the end result, you got people with arm. Why will Liberia government accept to give the people a squatter or even a dual citizenship? The Liberians themselves, when you love this country, we can develop this country. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Like I said, expert opinion. Anybody from this side that we're going to take on this issue? Okay, so it seems like everyone, okay, a minute. We'll take the final person and then we bring this section to an end.
Yes, I'm Romel Keto, talking from this argument. I support the thing that said that we shouldn't give our land because I got family Lima, my husband got family Todi, and I got 7 living children. I will not suffer, me and my husband will suffer to get our land that is on the farm that my father left for me, my great-grandfather, that we land. So if I leave it with my children, it will become fight. It will become brother will go against brother, sister will go against sister. Some people will want money, some people will say that we don't want to sell this land. So I support the group that said, the legislator that said, we shouldn't sell our land because we got children, we got our land that we suffer for our children, we send them to school to learn, to develop it. I think there is time that will come, this country will be developed if we give our children more education and we send them and we stand by them as parents. I think it will be fun, the land will be developed.
Thank you so much. This is becoming very interesting.
Good evening to all. By the way, of introduction, I'm Gabriel Mulu from the Maryland Vocational Institute in VTR, be precise. For me, I do support the people that say that non-Negro should be citizen for the inner sense. For instance, if you look at our forefathers, someone had lot of lands, acres of land, but there is no development that is going on that land. If you look at the rural side, people have more than 50 acres in land, it's just waste. Like what the Chinese always say, they always say that wetland is not a wasteland. If you look at the bushel ass land, the land here there, we got a lot of money people in this country, a lot of Liberians get money, but they are not willing to develop on that land. And for the non-Negroes, some of them got the opportunity to develop, but they are not giving the opportunity because they are not very as a citizen of this country. So for me, I do accept the people of this country their own development. Thanks.
And this is the essence of these kind of discussions, so that we have a platform where people can agree to disagree. Now that we've listened to the different parties, now they have agreed and some of them are disagree respectfully. This is a house of men, like I said, and women. So at this time, distinguished colleagues, as the Speaker of the 54th National Legislature, I therefore join this section and turn over the mantle of authority to our panelists that have been listening to the separate discussion to give their impression and their view. Thank you so much.
Okay, thanks again. My name is Marcus Mewepia. This discussion is very beautiful. Please, our judgment here is based on our opinion. That's how we feel about the discussion. The both sides did well, but I found it difficult to understand from the laborers. The conservatives asked so many questions, but those questions were not answered to my satisfaction. The question is, why don't you want to pledge your loyalty? Or why have you decided to pledge your loyalty? Now, in the United States of America, when you get there, you got what you call, they accept dual citizenship. But when you go there and decide to be an American citizen, you deny your citizenship of the country you come from, and you become an American citizen. Now, your loyalty is to the United States of America. So while you are there, before you get a green card, you are a citizen. You understand? So the question was posted to the laborers, but that was not answered to my satisfaction. And when a question is posted and you are not able to defend your point, it means that that idea to that level is not enough to address such question. And another thing, another question they asked was that, another recommendation was that in Liberia, our laws are weak. Our laws are weak. Now, has there been any instance, a contradiction to their claim that our laws are weak, that you saw the government of Liberia performing in the interest of our citizens, that you can come on to allow the whites to become citizens here, but I did not hear from the laborers. They were not able to cite instances where the government of Liberia in time past and now has protected her citizens to the fullest, that will give the citizens the belief that if the whites who have huge economic strength, when you give them right to citizenship to the citizenship, as to whether the people of Liberia will not be marginalized, there was no instant being said, and that question was not even addressed. Why, if you want those guys or the ladies and gentlemen from that side to become citizens, why are you refusing to allow them have that full right in your country? And the answer was that you want to maintain your culture, your religious value, and what have you. But my question is, what makes you think that the people from that side will not want to be like you in that direction? I have seen white people join the Pearl Society in Liberia and speak the dialects well and understand your culture. I'm from Nimba. They swallow the GB and do everything. And sometimes in America, you got the nuclear family. And for some of those whites that have come here, instead of having like 2, 3 children, they born more than 5, 6, 7. Is having it right on the back row. So if the people can come and join our culture in that manner, and I know a white man who have had 2 wives in Liberia here. That is, he prefer being in that direction. So why can't they also be like us? So why will you want to be citizen and you will not allow them dive into your culture? So those questions that were asked were not answered to my satisfaction, and so for this reason I say bravo to the conservatives. I give them 60%, and you guys will take 30. Thank you.
I am Musa M. Kamara. The topic we discuss, the topic that was discussed by the lower house, why should non-Negro be given citizenship in Liberia? And it was hugely discussed by the lawmaker,
one of the lawmakers, Mama C, he made it on it. He talked about it. But then, what confused me a little bit, I observed the other guy from the other side, the other lawmaker from the other side, which from the conservative side. Both of them were discussing, giving example. And in the example, I heard put on Negro. So the topic was a little changed, Negro. And I little noticed that they were supporting the guys from the other side, because if the guys are discussing non-Negroes and you discussing Negroes, then we have two topics. That was one of the errors they had, because you have to be a good listener before you discuss the issue. And I grade them 0 there. And one thing I noticed, we talked about amendment. You know, you got to amend the Constitution. And I listened to the guys from the executive side, the labor side, they talk about amendment of the Constitution. And amendment, you maintain your tradition. And I also listened to the other lawmaker from the labor side and the conservative side. Said no. If you want to maintain your tradition, then why give them citizenship? And I do believe that all around the world, those countries that you may research on, like Ghana, they have the example they gave in Ghana. They maintain, but they have their traditions protected. And the other example they gave in Africa, they maintain, but their traditions is also given. So it means you can give citizenship to them and protect your traditions or your culture. And whosoever believes in your tradition and culture can live into it, and you can have a better society or a better country. And you can also help when the two partners you are discussing, the white guys will take a while and fast and get a citizenship, they will not respect the right of our people. I believe that has been the weakness of our leaders. Because if you have a good leader, you protect the right of your people. And even you get citizenship to someone or white man, you still protect your people, because you know where the right of the white man stops is where the right of your people begin. Now, in the process of grading, because I graded, the conservative have 18 and the liberal have 30 points. That's how I grade them. So thank you for giving me this time to participate in the program.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, we want to thank you for your time and patience of viewing this program. Now I'll let you know that it's not the National Legislature of Liberia that's discussing here, but rather we have given this name to our program as the lower and upper houses to discuss issues that are confronting Liberia at a different point in time. And for this evening, we have been discussing land ownership by non-Negro and dual citizenship as well. So as you view this program, time on, we want to inform you and let you know that it is not the National Legislature of Liberia, but rather it is this platform that we bring to you on Facebook and other online program to say this is the lower house and the upper house with folks from part of Liberia to be a part of the discussion and discuss training issues that affects our country. Again, we want to say thanks for viewing this wonderful event this evening. Today is February 1, as I always said to you, I said to you earlier on. We want to thank you for viewing. Hope that you join us the next time we come your way. We will announce that to you via our Facebook page. We want to say thanks to all of you who participated, and thanks to you, our video. Until we talk to you, have for yourself a wonderful and blessed day. Bye-bye.